Some decisions shape a nation's future. For Canada, it's which fighter jet will guard the world's second-largest country. After years of indecision, the choice is down to two: the high-tech American F-35 Lightning II and Sweden's practical Saab Gripen. The F-35 is a stealthy, expensive marvel, the pride of NATO and America's favorite export. The Gripen, meanwhile, is reliable, affordable, and built for harsh northern climates, perfect for Canada's vast Arctic. It's a classic showdown, cutting-edge complexity versus rugged practicality. But government procurement is never simple. The saga has dragged on for years, with aging jets and shifting political winds. Canada has already bought a few F-35s, but now, with relations cooling with Washington, Ottawa is eyeing the Swedish option. This isn't just about planes, it's about national pride, industrial strategy, and Canada's place in the world. Does Canada stick with its powerful neighbor, or pivot to Europe and build something of its own? Billions are at stake, and the decision will define Canada's military and its US relationship for decades. Right now, no one knows what will happen. The only certainty? It's a mess. The clock is ticking, and Canada can't afford to wait much longer. The world is watching. The F-35 is the most ambitious fighter jet ever built, stealthy, networked, and packed with tech. But it's also a cautionary tale in military spending gone wild. The program's lifetime cost? Over $2 trillion. That's more than the GDP of most countries. Deliveries are always late, sometimes by hundreds of days. Reliability? Only about half the jets are ready to fly at any given time. Imagine a car that only starts half the time, but costs $35,000 an hour to run. The promised upgrades are years behind schedule and billions over budget. Even the Pentagon can't keep track of its own F-35 spare parts. Yet, the US insists Canada must buy in, despite the jet's track record of delays, cost overruns, and operational headaches. It's a gold-plated turkey, dazzling on paper, but deeply flawed in practice. For Canada, betting its security on the F-35 is a risky gamble. No wonder Ottawa is having second thoughts. The F-35's problems are hard to ignore. Is this really the future Canada wants? Or is it time to look elsewhere? Enter the Saab Gripen, the practical alternative. Designed for tough northern conditions, it can take off from highways and frozen runways, perfect for Canada's remote Arctic. The Gripen is far cheaper to operate, sometimes a third the cost of the F-35. More flying hours, easier maintenance, and less time in the hangar. The real kicker? Saab offers to build a Gripen center in Canada, assemble jets locally, and transfer technology, including source code. That means true sovereignty. Canadian engineers could upgrade and maintain the jets themselves. The Gripen isn't trying to be everything. It's a capable, affordable, and adaptable fighter. For a practical country like Canada, it's the sensible choice. Sometimes sturdy boots beat designer shoes. On paper, the Gripen fits Canada's needs perfectly. The military brass insists Canada needs the F-35 for one reason: interoperability. Under NORAD, Canadian and US forces must work seamlessly together. The F-35's advanced sensors and data sharing are seen as essential for joint missions. Most of NATO is buying the F-35, making it the alliance's standard. Critics warn that choosing the Gripen would isolate Canada, making it a second-tier partner. But is this about strategy, or just institutional inertia and pride? The RCAF has invested years in the F-35 program. Are they defending Canada's interests or their own reputations? The push for the F-35 may be less about necessity and more about not admitting past mistakes. The debate rages on. Even if Canada picks the Gripen, there's a catch. The jet's engine is American-made. Washington can block the export, giving the US huge leverage. With US-Canada relations strained, the threat of an engine veto is real. Choosing the Gripen is supposed to mean independence, but it still depends on American approval. It's a critical vulnerability, and the F-35 camp knows it. The whole deal could collapse with a single decision from the White House. Canada's quest for sovereignty is tangled in US politics. The stakes couldn't be higher. Some propose a compromise: buy both jets. Keep a small fleet of F-35s for high-end missions, and a larger fleet of Gripens for everyday patrols. Critics call it a logistical nightmare. 2 supply chains, 2 training programs, double the complexity. But many air forces operate mixed fleets successfully. Is the nightmare argument just a scare tactic? The real question: is it better to have one expensive, unreliable fleet, or 2 specialized ones that actually fit Canada's needs? The mixed fleet idea exposes the heart of the dilemma. It's a trade-off between simplicity and flexibility. This isn't just about jets, it's about Canada's future. The F-35 means sticking close to the US, prioritizing alliance and integration. The Gripen signals independence, European partnerships, and local industry. With US relations souring and new EU ties, the choice is more than technical, it's strategic. Pick the F-35 and Canada stays in America's orbit, for better or worse. Pick the Gripen, and Canada risks US retaliation, but gains sovereignty and flexibility. Other countries are rethinking the F-35 too. Canada stands at a crossroads: follow the old path, or chart a new one. The jet it chooses will define its identity for decades. The time to decide is now, before the old jets fall from the sky.